criminally minded characters and alleged gangsters in our midst are more easily finding their way to all levels of political office than men and women of honor, integrity, discipline, modesty, patriotism, and sacrifice. Yes, as we engage in one more political dialogue session of leadership integrity in nation building and national stability and prosperity. For I have become more convinced today than ever before that leadership debauchery and elite idiocy will ruin any nation, no matter how perfect the political structure and governance blueprints that they adopt. History and in our own recent national trajectory is that the socio-economic and political fortunes of a people often hang peremptorily on the integrity or lack of integrity of its leaders. Where there is moral integrity among the ruling class, the people make economic progress and experience stability and peace. But where the leaders are illegitimate, corrupt, unjust, immoral, lacking in credibility, the people suffer economic stagnation, social discourse, and eventual collapse. As we gather here today for one more brainstorming session on the imperative of evolving new governance structures for Nigeria, I wish to remind the respected patriots, elder statesmen and women, legislators, political scientists, governance experts, as well as civil society activists here present, that though we all seem to agree that the prevailing political structures in our nation are not working for the people, though we all seem to agree that there is an urgent need for revisioning, for reconfiguring, and for restructuring of the Nigerian nation, nations, however, are built primarily and fundamentally on values, and not on the quality of political or structural blueprints they embrace, nor on the abundance of material resources, as indeed the post-independence Nigeria experiment has demonstrated. Nation building refers to the internal, organic, and dynamic process by which a society identifies, discusses, contests, and reaches consensus on shared values, principles, and norms. It refers to the process by which a society galvanizes a sense of national cohesion, consolidates a national identity, and forges a sense of common purpose or set of common goals to which the society is oriented. In other words, nation building is the process of molding diverse groups into a unified, cohesive, harmonious, and stable national entity with shared vision and collective mission. Now, essential and of critical importance in the process of nation building is a transparently honest, visionary, self-sacrificing, and therefore legitimate and credible leadership. Such leadership assumes the role of architects, engineers, and project managers of the emerging nation. Thus, strong, stable, unified, and prosperous nations are built, I say, fundamentally on values. And experience has shown that such values are anchored on and sustained by leaders of transparent integrity and credibility, whose very lives encapsulate and personify the values that they seek to propagate in the polity. Otherwise, such values will hardly take root in the society. When, however, such critical values for nation buildings as leadership integrity, justice and fairness, as well as high degree of patriotism and sacrifice for the common good, when such values are missing, what we often have is a free-for-all. Intractable conflicts from Maiduguri to Yanagua and from Ondo to Benue. Monumental corruption, political tension, social discord, the preponderance of violent crimes, widespread impunity, including executive impunity, etc. Indeed, 4th century philosopher St. Augustine of Hippo declared that kingdoms or societies devoid of justice are nothing but a bunch of bandits and a gang of robbers. Kingdoms devoid of justice are nothing but a bunch of bandits or a gang of robbers. It is justice that builds kingdoms. Where there is no justice, what you have is a gang of bandits or a bunch of robbers. What the foregoing implies is that as we engage in multiple dialogue events and public debates on the reconfiguration or restructuring of the Nigerian nation and what governance structures best suit our context of ethno-religious and cultural diversity, we must pay close attention to the reality of widespread moral vacuity among the political, economic, religious, and socio-cultural elite of our nation. As we engage in one more brainstorming session on the future of the Nigerian nation, I ask that we pay attention, urgent attention to, and address very critically the embarrassment of what has been called a naked public square. Naked public square, whereby criminally minded characters and alleged gangsters in our midst are more easily finding their way to all levels of political office than men and women of honor, integrity, discipline, modesty, patriotism, and sacrifice. Yes, as we engage in one more political dialogue session, I ask that we seriously interrogate the situation whereby our nation more easily throws off for political office crooked and devious characters, including ethnic bigots, religious extremists, those who regularly manipulate the religious sentiments of the people, those who recklessly exploit the age-old ethnic acrimonies and antipathies in the land for selfish gain, and those thoughtless others who habitually loot the local government, state government, or national treasury for themselves and their families and render the population destitute. Until we address this anomaly, this fundamental error in our concept of political leadership and the leadership recruitment process, I do not believe that any measure of tinkering with our political structures alone will transform our fortunes. Nigerians have produced tons of documents, and Sam has referred to some of them just now. Nigeria has produced tons of documents from several dialogue sessions in the last 63 years, but let me limit myself to the last 29 years, from Babangida's 1986 Political Bureau to Jonathan's 2014 National Dialogue. The recommendations for structural reform from these dialogue events have been ignored by a succession of leaders. But these previous recommendations must now be considered among the low-hanging fruits from which to start the project of salvaging our failing nation state. If Nigeria is to be saved, the changes we require to bring about are not superficial at all. They are massive, they are fundamental, they are far-reaching. But in my view, the required changes can be summarized under 3 broad themes. 1, rule of law. 2, equal citizenship. 3, self-determination, or what has been described as devolution of powers, so as to reflect our true nature as a federal state and not a unitary system that is pretending to be a federation. We must trace our steps back to the federalist route negotiated by the founding fathers and understand that the basis of our existence as Nigeria is mutual respect of the religious, ethnic, and cultural diversities of all those in the Union. It took several years for the founding fathers to negotiate the kind of constitution that we had in 1960 and 1963. And the military guys came in 1966 and changed it all with no negotiation. We need to return to the negotiation if we are to have peace. The 1979 Constitution has vested too much power in the center and emasculated the federating units. There is widespread call today that we dust up the 1963 Constitution and amend it for our present-day circumstances. Part of the implications of this, as Sam has said, may be that we go back to embrace the parliamentary system, that we adopt no more than 6 or 7 viable regions or states. Most of the money we generate in this country is used to service the bureaucracy. It is not sustainable. When I was a young boy, we had one place called Ebira Division. Now you have 5 local governments with 5 chief executives that need to be serviced, and they don't generate anything. So whatever they receive from Abuja is used to just service the chief executives. It's a useless system. We need to throw it away.
Hello, beloved. I believe you heard what Reverend Father Ehusani George has to say. And honestly, see, I just don't know where to start from. There are some few things I just want to chit chat with you after hearing what the man of God has to say. And honestly, this is an example of a true leader and somebody that has the interest of the growth of the nation at heart. Because if you don't have the growth of a nation at heart, you can't speak with passion like this. That is what me I feel like and all that. And I know a lot of people will be like, it's not by you speaking, it's not by you saying it. Will it actually come to pass and all that? And I see that majority actually carries the vote. If we have hundreds of people like him in our political sector, I feel like there would definitely be a change at the end of the day. I believe you heard how our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu addressed the nation concerning this democracy day and all that, and all he has to say, it's none of values for me. But hearing somebody that actually know the history, the back and forth of a nation at his palm and all that, and when he speaks it with passion. Like you could see that this person actually feel the pains of the masses and all that. And there are some few things he make mention in this video that I just want to chit chat with you about. There is something I said in my previous video, that these government officials, politicians and all that, and all these elites they call themselves and all that, they just create positions for their children, family members, and all that. People that didn't even go to the four corners of universities and all that, they acquire positions that require somebody with a PhD to assume their office. But these people just finish from God knows when or where, they will just assume that position and all that. And then things, come on, what can that person actually contribute to a nation or add to a nation, rather than to embezzle, because that is what he or she has been taught. And there's something he said gangsters and terrorists and all that are the ones that are actually making their way to government offices and positions around the states, around the countries and all that. And I said yes, than instead of people that are well behaved, well trained, went to school to waste their years, money, and other, hoping for a better life and a better job in a government office. They won't get that job. Rather they give it to their children, rather they give it to their so-called people and all that. And honestly, these things, it baffles me, and I feel like people need to stand out, because these things is not making any sense anymore, because all they are just doing is just to crumble this nation called Nigeria. And our leaders are so wicked that their mind is no longer with them. There's a comment that somebody actually says that just on my comment section in the previous video I did concerning Reverend Father Ehusani, when somebody says that, do these people even think, do they know that one day they cannot hide from God? And honestly, I felt that person's this thing pain when he or she wrote that comment, and I was like, yes, they don't feel it too. They don't. But one day, God is going to come for them. Nemesis is going to catch up with them. See, human being intends to forget that whatever we acquire in this lifetime, it's going to end in this lifetime. You're not going to take it to your grave. If you like, make riches for your 100 generations to come. It's just vanity upon vanity, because some people don't have humanity in their heart or in their soul anymore. So they intend to just do things the way they feel like. They intend to do things, to carry out things the way they just want to carry it out and all that. They don't think about people. Sometimes when you see people that assume local government chairman, state governors, minister of this, minister of that, and all that, you ask yourself questions. Where are these people actually coming from? When some of them open their mouth to actually talk, you ask yourself, how come? Eh? They fight. They fight. So sometimes I ask myself that, are these people actually normal? How with these are touts? If you're not tout, people of such honor, you want to exchange blow. You are doing carrots. Hey, Jesus, because what the other opposition sees, it doesn't sit well with you. So the next thing, the best thing you could feel is to, like, have you listened to some of those videos that they fight, they insult themselves? And I'm like, God, these are kids, these are touts. Even the touts on the street don't even behave like this tout. Hey, Jesus. See, they say you can take a person from a village, but you cannot take the village out of that person. That is what I see. These politicians, godsons and boys and all that they intend to push into office, they are displaying their true characters and all that. But we don't see that. Oh. No, 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 no. We don't see that. We don't actually talk about that and all those things. We all we want this person as a Zoom office, then we just leave them. I feel like some things in our justice, this thing need to actually look into some certain kind of thing. But the truth is that everybody is so corrupt. The few that are not corrupt cannot even stand up or stand out in the midst of the corrupt one, because majority carries the vote. The corrupt one are more than those that are not corrupt. Then terrorists, somebody that you know, you have read, you have heard, you have seen things, you have heard these people speak, threaten people's life and all that and properties, and then you give them position in the government sectors, and I'm like, wow, what do you think these people are going to do at the end of the day? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to cause mess. Because those people that you have been paying, those stats, those talk, those terrorists, those herdsmen and all that, at the end of the day, you can't control them. See, when a bird grow wings, and you feel like you can clip. When he or she, that bird is tired of you, he will just flew away. And he's gonna live within that cycle of life that you or that person have created for that bird. It's gonna fly around that environment, because you have shown that person that, oh, spill blood for me, I'm gonna give you this. That person is used to that such way of life. That person is possessed by demons that actually want blood on daily basis, and these people attack communities, villages to kill, just to satisfy that urge. When some of them are being asked on TVs and all that, you hear, how many people have you killed? I've lost count. Is it thousands? No. Is it hundreds? Is it 50 and all that? No. I've killed thousands of people. You hear them say that. And honestly, when I hear such things, I feel cold in my body. I feel goosebumps, because I understand what it means for you, for your person to die in the hands of the wicked people and all that. Do you know what the middle belts, the northerners go through on daily basis, monthly basis, and all that? And some of those things don't even make their way to the news. They don't even help these communities enough. And somebody says that, yes, there was a comment on a video I did about Ehusani. That was yesterday. Somebody says that, how can they say terrorists will never stop in Nigeria? Robbers and all that, kidnapping will never stop, because the police and soldiers are now the one kidnapping people, because the salaries they pay them is too little for them to depend on. So what they do is to kidnap people, kill people, sell people to ritualists and all that, just to make ends meet. And our governments are not doing anything. Okay, I just heard President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had a speech concerning Democracy Day, and then the best he could do was that they have discussed with labor, and then they have discussed in secrets and all that. And there's something I see in that video. Everybody has a price. People are being settled. You don't feel the pain of your neighbor anymore. You don't feel the pain of the people that are on the street saying that they want protest, they want change. Let the government look into things. There are there are different mineral resources in Nigeria that, if we say that let's put a lot of things in place, a lot of things will go where. We seek for democracies, this, that. This is it. What is happening? We seek for freedoms, but it looks like when the colonial masters are actually ruling us, it's more better. than we having democracy, a country of our own, stand on our own. Independence. I feel like this independence, it's just a continuation of where their leaders, their colonial masters stopped. And their own is so disgusting, it's so inhuman that they don't care. This is a modern way of what the colonial masters actually did to us. That is what they have taken upon themselves to do right now. Because it's so bad, it's so disturbing. And it's not everybody that should apply for position in a government house or in a government institutions or lawmaker, part of our lawmakers and all those things that concerning the growth of a nation should be accepted. Some people there should dig about them backgrounds and all those things. Where are those days anymore? It's gone. People don't even make inquiry about people anymore. It's what they see. Just have connection, know one or two people, and you're good to go. You talk to some certain kind of people, they'll be like, do you know who I know? Do you know who I know? You want to talk when I'm talking? It's not by your knowledge or your craft to take you to somewhere anymore. It's whereby who you know takes you to somewhere. What about us that don't know anybody? What about us that are trying to build a name for ourselves? It doesn't count. When you work your way so hard to the top, you're seen as nothing. There's no value. You're nobody to pet your shoulder and say, well done, you've tried. Because of what? Corruption is so down to our roots that it can never be uprooted. You can try. It's like cutting. If you want to kill a tree, then you just cut off the branches and all that, and you leave it. Give that tree within 2, 3, 5 months. You come, it's looking more fresher than it was. If you want to attack something, if you want to kill something, you start from the roots. And how are we going to do that? You need to fish out some of these government officials and all that. Snake swallows money. Monkey made away with money and all that. Cockroaches chew monies. They swallow monies. They can't see the evidence of them chewing the money anymore. It just vanishes like that. And then this is a nation that we say we have independence, we have democracy and all that. When your opinion doesn't even hold water. What do you people want us to do? What if you don't know anybody, you are a nobody? You hear somebody will brag with you. Do you know I'm the son of somebody? I remember those days when we were little, when you see people, lawyers and these people that read political science, law, bankers and all that, you envy them. But this generation, since the leaders are corrupt, the younger ones that are coming don't even take it serious. Because you can make money online, there are a lot of things you can do. A lot of people just focus their attentions on making money. They don't even know what the constitution is talking about. They don't even know what the country is talking about. They get their money on a daily basis, so they don't care. And what about those who don't even have the knowledge to do those things? They go to the road to steal, kill, and rob people for their money. Yeah. There's no justification to some things in Nigeria that our politicians do, representative does in Nigeria anymore, because it's just useless. Honestly, it pains and it's so disturbing at the same time that these are things that all these people do, all in the name of their impositions. I wish people like this man are up to 100 in Nigeria so that they can speak, so that changes can be made to some certain kind of things. Because you can say, you're just saying it. When they listen to you, they say, see this one, they play. And it's true. It's your word against their word. And you think you can actually do anything because they have everybody in position. They have everybody in their payroll. So how can you speak? How can you say a lot of things to them? You can't do anything to them. They say if you can't kill them, just be them. And that is what is the situation of Nigeria. So that is just my take on this video, guys. It's so painful and so disturbing at the same time, but I'm gonna call it a day. But before I go, please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly pause this video at this point, subscribe, comment, like, share with family and friends so that you don't miss out on any of our content. And also don't forget to turn on the post notification to get notified whenever we upload a new video. And if you're a returning subscriber, I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you for always tuning in. God bless you for watching our video. So guys, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye for now, and thank you very much for watching. Bye guys.
yangu asene